Don't be like the wizard Liz and walk away from something you caused. And I know that sounds really mean and unempathetic and cold and heartless. But when you get this, you've got to understand that you create your own reality from your subconscious fears. And her videos are full of her fears. Every single thing she says is from her fears. All right, guys, I have a wonderful suggestion in the Subconscious Laws Squad, which is where I take the suggestions for these lives. And it is this. I'm aware self-concept and assumptions of another person creates the 3D you are currently experiencing with them, and that circumstances don't matter. So if you've ever followed any law of assumption coaches, any manifestation coaches that actually understand this, they will tell you that the reason why a circumstance in front of you, the thing that's happening, doesn't matter is because you are reflecting that out, and that's a reflection of you. So this person understands that the person in their reality is a reflection of their self-concept, the ideas of themselves. However, they're saying, while the 3D is catching up and is a shit show, well, there's some problems here with the question, but I'll get to that in a minute, i.e., a person is treating you like shit, how do you act? In this laws lesson, I'll use an example from my life that happened last week to answer this. Okay. So let me go back. Let's go back. Let's assume all of you don't understand this and it's the first time you've ever heard any of this. A lot of the time on my videos, I kind of assume a lot of you already know all of this that I'm saying. But then I forget that there's brand new people who've never heard this stuff before. They've never heard circumstances don't matter. They don't know what self-concept means. They don't know what reflection means when I say they're reflecting you. They don't understand about what 3D reality creation even means. So let's go back as if you've never heard any of this before, and then you'll understand that there's flaws in this question. Okay. Your 3D reality, what's out here, is actually a reflection of what's going on in here, in your internal reality, your fourth dimension. This is the third dimension, the fourth dimension. And whatever's happening in the 4D in your mind is reflecting out like a mirror out. And everything that's out here is like mirrored back to you like a mirror, like in your bathroom. So if you're standing in your bathroom and you're looking in the mirror, you can't change the mirror. You can only change the person looking into the mirror, and then the mirror reflection will change. So if you look like shit in the morning, you have a shower, you wash your hair. My hair looked awful before. I've washed it, blow dried it, looks better. I look in the mirror, my hair is not greasy anymore. I've got out of my tracksuit, put on some nicer clothes, done my hair, put a little bit of lipstick on, and I look better. My reflection now looks different. My reflection looks better. I changed, my reflection changed. That's how reality creation actually works. So when you change, everything and everyone in your reality will reflect that. And everyone moves to make whatever your new assumptions are true. So if everyone is simply a reflection of what's going on in here, you have to change internally what's going on in here in the same way that I would have changed my hair, had a shower, blow dried, put makeup on, put a nice dress on, and then stood in front of the mirror. You can't stand in front of your specific person or anyone else and expect them to be different if you're not different. And you don't even need to be standing in front of them for them to change. Now, let me explain how that works. I have a course called Thought Reflection 101, and I'll put that here on my YouTube when this goes on YouTube. However, there is a freebie that goes with it, and you can get the freebie. And it will teach you about thought reflection, how this works. You can get the freebie in the purple button. But I also have a freebie that I just brought out in the last half hour called You Manifest Your Fears. And the reason I brought this particular mini course out is because I did a video that's gone a bit viral on TikTok about a YouTuber called The Wizard Liz, who's recently had a cheating scandal, and it's very sad, and she's pregnant, and a whole lot of people are blaming the guy and saying he's a piece of shit and da-da-da-da-da. And in the same way that this question says, the person treats you like shit, how do you act? Well, unfortunately, the wizard Liz doesn't understand that the way that guy treated her was a reflection of her and how she thinks about herself, how she thinks about men, and how she thought about him. Now, those of you who had a very hard time listening to that video or thought I was blaming her need to go and do this mini course. Or any of you who just don't understand what I'm saying about thought reflection or about anyone reflecting your subconscious fears. In the same way that this guy's like lurking in the background, this here, this is your subconscious fears made manifest. That's not your SP back there. That's your fears. And you're manifesting them constantly from your mind without even realizing you're doing it. So if you've got a story that you'll get left, or you've got a story you'll get hurt, or you've got a story you'll get rejected, that'll keep happening until you get rid of those fears that are lurking in the back of your mind. And that's what this mini course is all about. You go to my link tree, click the link in my bio. It's a black button. It says the Manifest Your Fears mini course, free mini course. Click it. You'll put your name and your email in to get an email teaching series all about this. Make sure you read them. They come every couple of days. The first one will drop when you sign up. Then every couple of days you'll get an email, like 4 emails. Really read them. But also watch the video, the teaching video that goes with it, and download the workbook. It looks like this. You Manifest Your Fears workbook. It's actually got 3 powerful transformational tasks in there for you to do. But you really need to watch the video first and read the teaching emails, okay, to really get this. Then after that, if you want to get one of my courses to help you further, you can, but you could just get a handle on your fears just with this free mini course, I promise you. Now, let's get back to the question. So you've understood that everyone's a reflection of you, including your subconscious fears. You've understood that your fears are lurking in your mind without you realizing they're there. That's why they're called subconscious. You're not conscious of them. They're subconscious. They're hidden. And you realize that every bad circumstance that happens out here is actually a reflection of your mind, like what happened to the wizard Liz. Now, let's get back to the question. If this person is aware that her self-concept and assumptions of another person create the 3D you are currently experiencing, then why would that person be treating you like shit currently? If you already know that and you know that they're a reflection of you, why would they be treating you badly? Well, that's a reflection of you. So this person might have changed the story about that person, but have they truly changed the story about themselves? And a lot of you are watching coaches and influencers and confidence coaches like Liz who outwardly look like they're confident, outwardly look like the kind of person who never be fucked over, never have a guy going into the DMs on Snapchat and trying to cheat on her and saying their relationship's fake. A lot of you are watching these people. But those people aren't aware of their subconscious fears that are still running and still creating a reality they don't want. This person in this question is doing the same thing. So they think they've got new thoughts about the person in the 3D and they think the 3D is catching up. 3D doesn't catch up, darling. There's no catching up. It's a direct reflection of your current state. What's my current state, Loz? Well, your current state must be that this person doesn't treat me well, I don't get treated well. If it had changed, that person would be different. If your state had completely transformed to the new version of you, that person would have no choice but to reflect the new state of you. They have no choice. I'm telling you, it can happen like that, or it can take a fucking year or 10 years. It's up to you, and it takes as long as it takes for you to convince yourself that you are the new version and to think the new thoughts dominantly. When manifestation coaches say dominant thoughts, a lot of you seem to think it's all thoughts that manifest. No. Dominant means the ones you think most often. So what this person needs to do is investigate what thoughts they still think most often about themselves that are reflecting out still. Because the 3D can only be as you are, just like the mirror in your bathroom can only be as you are. The mirror in your bathroom isn't catching up with how you looked half an hour ago. It looks as you are. So please don't listen to any coaches who say the 3D catches up. That's bullshit. I used to say that because I honestly thought that was true until I realized that can't be true because as soon as I change, it changes. So how can it be catching up? That would be untrue then in a scientific way. If it was a catch-up situation, even if I change right now, the it would be like a star in the sky. The light takes forever to get to me. The sound takes forever to get to me. No, it's not taking forever to get to me. It's a direct reflection like a mirror. It's not like stars in space. The 3D. Okay? So, if someone's treating you like shit, how do you act? Well, if you know this, you don't react, do you? Now, someone the other day got in an argument with me, out of the blue, but if I'm really honest, it wasn't out of the blue, because I was already thinking the thoughts that caused this. So I couldn't be blindsided. I talk about that in my email series in You Manifest Your Fears. You can't be blindsided by the way the person shows up when you get this. I wasn't blindsided. I was just like, what's going on here? I must be thinking some shit. Oh, yeah, I am thinking this shit. I know I think this shit. Now, this particular argument that I got in with this person just came at me with a question in my texting me, asking me a question. It sounded like an innocent question, but behind the question was they were annoyed about something. And they were annoyed with me. And I was reading it like, what the fuck are you on about? And I wrote, are you okay? Because they weren't acting okay. The question was like accusatory, that I'd done something wrong. Now, this person who has asked the question knows what's my self-concept fear. What's my strong self-concept fear that I've discussed with my followers and my squatties that I have? What is it, guys? Tell me in the chat. What is my dominant self-concept story that produces people being triggered by me, getting in arguments with me, telling me I've done something wrong, misunderstanding me? That you do things wrong, yes. Okay. And where does that come from? The belief that I am wrong. And that comes from a story that there is something wrong with me. Therefore, when someone comes to me accusing me of doing something that they don't agree with or something wrong, I've got to realise that comes from my story, that I do things wrong and I upset people easily. Now, don't I upset people all over the internet all the time? Aren't there, 2,000 people in the comments on that Wizard Liz video on my TikTok getting all kinds of triggered, thinking I'm blaming her? That's coming from me. If I didn't have a story that I do things wrong and I don't trigger people, no one would be triggered by that video. Everyone would agree. Now, half the people agree and half the people are triggered. So I must still hold a story. People get triggered by me. Now, that's very hard to get rid of that story because I trigger you on purpose in order for you to learn. So I can't get rid of that story completely, really. Okay? So I'm not bothered by it. However, when it showed up in my 3D reality the other day in the form of a text from a person I'm very close to, at first I was like, what's going on here? Then I got annoyed because it kept going. Now, I ended up leaving them a voice note going, listen, you've completely misunderstood what's going on here, and I can't get over the fact that you're saying this to me, but okay. Then I put the phone down and realised I never should have sent that voice note. It was like ridiculous because I knew how it had manifested. So then I said to them, listen, let's talk about this tomorrow when we're both thinking clearer. And just said good night. The next day I got an apology, like nothing happened. Well, no, they apologised about what happened, but then it was fine. Nothing ever came of it. We haven't had an argument since. We haven't brought it up since, and everything's fine. Because I realised I caused that. So I can get annoyed with them, even though the argument wasn't very nice and the thing they were saying wasn't very nice. I can get annoyed at them because I was like, I caused that. I have a story that this person is a certain way and would be upset about this certain thing, and this thing about me bothers them. So then this thing about me was bothering them and we got in an argument. Well, they were arguing with me and I was just sitting there going, what's going on, right? So when someone presents to you the thing you were subconsciously fearing, like this person's going to get easily upset by this, or this person's upset with me about this thing, or this person gets annoyed with me about this thing, then when it shows up, I can't be annoyed, can I? So I could have taken that as that person treating me badly or treating me like shit. They weren't, but let's use that as an example because that's what the question's about. And I have to realise it's coming from me. So if the Wizard Liz had any kind of self-awareness, I hate using her as an example, but it's a perfect example in the zeitgeist, guys, of you seeing at work someone manifesting their greatest fears right in front of you. Like some people have said, oh, the reason why this girl's doing this video is for clout. No, it's not clout chasing, guys. I'm literally using an example you can all see in real time, in real life right now, and you can go, oh my God, what Loz is saying is true. And that's exactly, if you go to the comments on that viral video, what is happening. People are going, oh my God. Yes, she did keep fearing that men would hurt her. All her videos are about men will hurt you. All her videos are about betrayal. All her videos are about respect yourself and leave if they hurt you. All her videos are about if they treat you like shit, next. She must have a dominant assumption they'll treat her like shit, are going to betray her, are going to hurt her, and she has to leave. Oh my God, you're right. It's on my TikTok, okay? It's called She Manifested It. It's like she manifested her greatest fears, the Wizard Liz one with her picture on it, right? Yes, it's true. You're 100% right. Everything is correct. I know, guys. And that's what people are saying in the comments. They're like, oh shit. That's why her videos upset me, because she gets really negative sometimes, or she's really down on men, or she constantly blames men, and she's a victim of her own circumstances, a victim of her own reality, a victim of men. And she espouses herself to be confident, but at the same time is a victim of her circumstances. Now let me get back to this. So if the question is, while the 3D is catching up and a shit show, so you've got to stop saying it's catching up, it's not, and you've got to stop saying it's a shit show. If a person is treating you like shit, how do you act? Well, in this circumstance, how did I act? I left a voice note, which wasn't great, like saying what I was upset about. But then I said, listen, when I realised what I shouldn't have probably said that, I said, let's just talk about this tomorrow when we've got clearer heads. And they kept wanting to talk, and I said, good night, I'm going to sleep. Did I argue? Did I cry? Did I block them? Did I tell them to fuck off and die? No, I just said, let's talk about it tomorrow. By the time tomorrow came, I decided it would all be forgiven and forgotten, and they would apologise, and then they apologised. Right? If anyone is treating you badly, treating you like shit, as this person says, you have got to observe what you were thinking about them, the circumstance, and yourself. So in the case of the Wizard Liz, I hate to bang on about it, but it's a good example. What is her story about them, the circumstance, and themselves? So the circumstance being love and men. What's her story? It's very obvious. Men will hurt you. Men will betray you. You've got to be strong and independent. You've got to walk away when they hurt you. They will hurt you. Then they do. What's the story about the guy? Well, she had a story about Landon that he had to keep reassuring her, because he keeps saying in his videos that he had to keep reassuring her that she was safe. Where's that story coming from? Well, she's got a story about herself because she got abused by her father, that she's not safe. Therefore, she expected him to make her feel safe, and has a story that you're never safe with men. So what happened? So he's treating her like shit in the 3D, but can she admit, see, observe, accept that that treatment from that guy came from her? Now, so many people who don't understand this, who've watched coaches like her, who listen to influencers like her, who don't understand this, will honestly think I am saying if someone cheats on you, you should stay. Or if someone treats you badly or treats you like shit, you should just stick around. I am not saying that, but I'm saying you need to have observance of how you caused it. And you can stay. Of course you can stay. She could have stayed. She could have gone, okay, guys, this situation has come to light. And look, I honestly think the only reason she showed everybody what had happened was because a girl came to her and said, this has happened. And I'm sure she didn't want to leave him, but she thought, this girl might show the world what happened, so I better tell the world what happened, because this girl might. I don't think 4 months pregnant she really wanted to leave this guy. 3 days ago, 3 days before, she was doing a video about how in love with him she was, and how it was kismet when they met in an airport. Video with my husband, Q&A with my husband. She was madly in love with him 3 days earlier. I really don't think she wants this. I don't think she wants to leave him. She's in love with him. She was 3 days before she found this out. If she could have kept this hidden, she would have. But I'm sure because of her subconscious fears, when she got that message, she wasn't just thinking that was the only girl this happened with. She was thinking, he's been doing this with other girls as well, and it's probably worse than what I saw. This was him saying, oh yeah, I'm not really married and it's a fake relationship and do you want to hang out? This wasn't, I'm actually fucking another person. For all she knows, he was fucking a whole lot of other people. I'm not saying he was, but it could be. And she felt like she had no choice but to leave. What she could have done was this, if she knew how this works. And she thinks she understands manifestation, but she doesn't. Most people don't. She could have said, guys, I've got a story, don't I, that men will hurt you. And look what's happened. I know where that story's come from now. It's come from my subconscious mind because it's trying to keep me safe from all the men I assume are going to hurt me in my life, like my dad did. So really, I've manifested this situation with this man who I love, and I don't really want to leave. And I'm going to forgive him, Lord, because they know not what they do. Now, you guys will be like, what? You are saying that she should forgive him. Now, I am not religious, but I'm going to teach you from the Bible what this means. The Bible is a story full of allegories about you, that you are the person in the story, and all those stories are about the power you hold. And in the story of Jesus, he got betrayed, didn't he? Just like the wizard Liz got betrayed by Landon. And what did he choose to do? Did he yell and scream and get on the internet and be like, fuck you, you lost, I win? I'm not saying she yelled and screamed, but did he do that? Or did he go, forgive them, Lord, they know not what they do, while he hung on the cross? He forgave them because he knew he caused that. How did he cause it? How did Jesus cause it? Tell me, someone tell me, how did Jesus cause someone going and telling where he was? How did he do that? Tell me. What's the story? What did Jesus do? He said it. What did he say? He spoke it, into existence. What did he say? He said it would happen, He said, one of you will betray me. One of you will forsake me, he said. Did the wizard Liz have endless videos on her channel talking about how men will betray her, betray you, betray female kind? Did she not have various videos all about that? One of you will forsake me. One of the men in your life will forsake you. One of them will betray you. So be strong, be confident, and walk away. You don't need them. She even says it in the video with Landon. She says, if I ever get hurt by a man, I can walk away. I have my own life. I don't need a man. While he's sitting right there, cheating on her, right there. If you watch that video, it's literally like she's foreshadowing every fucking thing that happened. It's not foreshadowing, guys. It's literally manifestation. So when you get that, and if she really got this, she could do what Jesus did and say, I have to admit that my entire channel is about being strong because you will be hurt by men. And my entire persona of this strong, independent woman was created by me in order to make me feel safe. It's like an armor I wear, like the makeup I put upon my face, like the nose job I had to make me feel better about myself, or the boob job, or the bigger lips I got to make me feel better about myself, to make me feel good. But the armor I wear and the story I hold, that I'm strong, keeps me from getting hurt. But whilst I have this armor, underneath the armor is a little girl scared of being hurt. I don't feel very safe. So I wear this armor in order to be safe. And I talk this way in order not to be hurt. And then when I am hurt, I use confidence as my defense mechanism. Sometimes I even laugh about bad things happening. If you watch, there's literally a video with her and her sister laughing about the dad dragging Liz down the hallway by her hair when they were kids, laughing about it. So obviously their way of dealing with stuff is be tough, be strong. I used to do this shit. When you get older, guys, I'm in my 40s. When Liz gets older, she'll probably stop that shit. She'll probably grow up a bit and realise that's all defence mechanisms, okay? So she could choose to stay and she could go just like Jesus. I forgive him. I created this situation. I had a story that he was going to hurt me, and he has. But we have a child together, and I forgive this man, and I love him, and he loves me, and I'm going to change my thinking so now he treats me the way I want instead of the way I've been assuming he will, instead of the way I've been assuming he will. And what's she been assuming? That he would betray her, that he would hurt her, that she would have to leave if he hurt her, that she doesn't need a man. I mean, literally foreshadow not needing the man and you being pregnant is like, blows my mind. I haven't watched the full video, I've seen snippets, but if I sat down and watched that video, I'd probably be able to write down everything that's happened to her now that she's literally foreshadowed in that video, manifested in that video with him from her subconscious fears. So if you guys want to understand this, go and get this free mini course I've just created specially for all of you who were watching that video, totally realized what I was saying, didn't judge me, didn't say, oh, you're blaming her, thought, oh shit, I've been watching The Wizard Liz, and yes, it didn't sit right with me, her fear of getting hurt by men, her talking about that you will constantly be her feigned confidence, it didn't sit right with me, and I can see very clearly how she's manifested this. I want to learn more. I created this for you guys. Because I know you've got questions. I know you want to understand this. I know you don't want this happening to you. Can we do a group and see if this works? Ask her, guys, I have a group. It's called Subconscious Laws. It's on Facebook. Come and join, do the mini course, and then tell us your results when you start fucking getting a handle on your fears. Of course it fucking works. I have endless success stories every day in that group and in my paid group called the Subconscious Laws Squad. Instead of assuming this doesn't work, why don't you come and read the goddamn success stories? I even have a blog on my website, Subconscious Laws, full of success. It comes out every Monday. If you download this ebook right now on this mini course and watch the video, you'll get my emails every week, and every Monday we send you success stories of this working. How to find it? It's in my link tree, guys. Go to the link tree in my bio. Right now, while you're watching this TikTok, click my name. You'll see my link tree. Click it. See the black button? It says, You Manifest Your Fears free mini course. Click it. Or just go to my website, but you'll see it in my link tree right now. When this goes on YouTube, I'll put it here. Don't be like the Wizard Liz and walk away from something you caused. And I know that sounds really mean and unempathetic and cold and heartless. But when you get this, you've got to understand that you create your own reality from your subconscious fears. And her videos are full of her fears. Every single thing she says is from her fears. All you need to do to understand this, guys, is look at celebrities that keep getting hurt in their lives or keep having constant situations that are the same. If you look at J-Lo, what keeps happening to her? If you look at Khloe Kardashian, what keeps happening to her? If you look at Kim Kardashian, what keeps happening to her? If you look at Taylor Swift, what used to keep happening to her till she got her mind right? When you look at Halle Berry, what kept happening to her until she got her mind right? So let's use these examples. Sometimes, guys, it's much better. This is why I was talking about the Wizard Liz, because when I use celebrities, a lot of people love me using celebrities because then they can see it. They go, oh my God, when you describe Khloe Kardashian's story about not being good enough and constantly people-pleasing to be loved, I understand why this keeps happening to her, because she has a story. She has to be the mother because she was like the mother when she was young. And in order to be loved, she needs to do more than everyone else because she was the one who was the mother and the one who was the ugliest and the fattest. When you talk about J-Lo and her constant need for validation and love, she does it with her audience and in love. And she jumps from relationship to relationship and falling so hard. This is the one. Because she's constantly needing that validation and love. And then she's so fucking needy and clingy that they get the fucking ick and they leave. Every single guy. And then she's madly in love with the next one. In the case of Kim Kardashian, she just goes from narcissist to narcissist. Who tell her how to dress and how to be. When you look at Taylor Swift, what kept happening to her until she got her head together? What kept happening to Halle Berry? She got cheated on and she was like one of the most attractive women in the entire fucking world. What's her story? Didn't she have a father she couldn't trust? What about Beyonce? Beyonce's got a great career but terrible fucking love life. Hasn't she got a story that men will cheat because she's got a dad who was a big fat cheat? When I use examples of celebrities, guys, can't you see it? Can't you see it? You can always see people's beliefs in relationships. Yes, guys. That's why I'm using the Wizard Liz as an example, as horrible as it is. But I mean, she's making money off these videos. So, you know, like her videos going out. I'm sure they're going viral. She's making bank. Don't worry about her. She'll be fine. Okay. But I really hope that her and Landon can sort it out because they've got a child together, that she can forgive him. Lord, he knows not what he did. She can see the subconscious fears she was holding that's caused the situation and have either a great co-parenting relationship with him or get back together with the guy and see him differently, and he will change. And I know so many of you are going to be listening to this and saying to me, he's an asshole, he cheated on her, she should never take him back, girl power. And no, girl, when you realise that she caused this, she can take him back because he's a reflection of her subconscious fears that men will be lurking in the background, cheating and hurting you all the time. Here's Landon creeping behind Wizard Liz in the DMs all the time because she thinks he will. She even spoke about it in her videos. No, Landon doesn't have a pattern. She does. Guys, it's not the guys having a pattern. You will pick those fucking guys. So let me give you the tip. Let me just go back and explain to you how you guys keep thinking it's the pattern of the men. It's not the pattern of the men. You're picking those fucking men. Jesus Christ. I used to pick the same type of guys all the time. I used to constantly be attracted to narcissistic, really super good looking guys. The pattern was me. I'll give you another example of the power of your subconscious mind and you manifesting a reality that becomes a reflection of your subconscious mind. I went through a phase of only being attracted to black men. It didn't matter where I went for 6 years of my life. Only black men would hit on me. I'm not joking. Prior to that, I had a story that guys who were younger than me would hit on me. They'd walk up to me. I remember at the time, I was 36. And every single time, the guys who would hit on me would be 5 years younger than me. The last time this happened was with a black guy who started off my I like black guys thing. And he walked up to me and I said to him, "Are you 29? He goes, "Yes." I said, "Go away." No, I was 30, I must have been 34, whatever age I was. And he goes, "How did you know that?" I said, "I just know." We ended up together. And then after that, I only ever attracted black men wherever I went. And he hated it. Right? And as soon as I decided I didn't like black men anymore, it stopped happening. It was so weird. And that I didn't really understand the power of manifestation then. But now I get what was happening. Like literally, I always was hit on by white guys before that. It just was the strangest thing. I've never seen anything like it. My friends used to be like, what is going on with you? I was like, I don't know. What was happening with me was I was subconsciously just wanting black men only. It was like a black men only zone. Right. Okay. Is a narcissist not just your assumption? Yes, guys. So, in the case of me only attracting narcs, why would a person attract a narcissist? What must they believe about themselves to attract a person? No, I've stopped using the word attract. You're not attracting. Manifesting in a person who is narcissistic. Now, narcissism implies the person is focused on themselves, selfish, talks about themselves, cares only about themselves, does things purposely to hurt you, put you down, make you feel bad, make you feel smaller than them. And if you really understand narcissism, you'll understand they're doing that because they hate themselves. But you don't see that. You don't experience that with the narc. You think that they're arrogant, but that's an act to cover up the fact that they fucking deep down can't stand themselves. However, you don't see that side of them. You see the side of them that hurts you, treats you badly, puts you down, is on a pedestal and makes you feel less than. So how could I have manifested from my self-concept a person who treats me like that? What was I thinking about myself? What was I thinking about myself, guys? If I was attracting narcs, tell me. Manifesting narcs. What were my beliefs about me? Not feeling loved, chosen, or enough. Exactly. Especially the chosen or enough. If I assume that I won't be the chosen person or I am not enough for another person, I will manifest in a person who will treat me like I'm not enough, that they're better than me, that only their interests matter, only their thoughts matter, only what they want mattered. I remember I used to have an ex who everything we did was what he wanted to do. Every time he got on the phone, he'd talk about himself incessantly. One time I just remember going, well, this was fun. I got to go now. And he went, oh. And we hadn't spoken because he was off on a theatre tour doing Les Mis or something. And he was like, I haven't spoken to you for ages. I said, well, the thing is, I won't say his name, the way a conversation normally goes is you say something about yourself and then you ask me something about myself and then I reply. But you never asked me anything about myself because this conversation's over now. I'm hanging up. Bye. All he ever did was talk about himself. So if I had a story I wasn't enough and everything was about him and I put him on a pedestal, even the conversations were all about him. So I couldn't blame the guy for being that way. In fact, it was kind of funny. Now he's nothing like that with me and he would never treat me that way and he rings me and we have a lovely relationship. And he asks about me because I changed. Right? You've got to get this, guys, to understand that you can forgive anyone in your reality for the way they showed up if they treated you like shit, as this original question was, like Landon treated Liz like shit. You can forgive them, Lord. They know not what they do. Now, what that means is they know not what they do. If you really understand that teaching, is that no one in your reality has any free will to do anything but what you're assuming about yourself, them, and the situation. Now, people will be appalled by that who don't understand this. Of course, got the free will. Landon had the free will to go into the DMs and talk to that girl. No, he's reflecting Liz. So what are her thoughts about men? That they'll betray you, that they can't be trusted, that they'll go in the DMs and talk to girls like he was originally talking to her. Oh, yeah, that's what he was reflecting out. Right, so can't she forgive him now knowing she caused that situation? Oh, no, but that's her saying it was okay. No, it's not her saying it was okay. Just like the other day, the person I had an argument with still apologised to me, but I knew I'd caused it, so I didn't perpetuate that argument anymore. I was just like, yep, I've got my apology, fine. Never to be spoken of again. She could take him back, assume he loves her, loves their unborn child, have a beautiful birth of her child with him, live happily ever after, if only she would change her thinking about men. But that's going to take a lot of effort because that girl has got some really fucking strong stories that she'll be hurt by them. So it will continue to happen with him and with the next guy. You understand? J-Lo will fall hard for the next guy and then show his love letters on the internet for all to see and disgust him, and he'll disappear. Chloe will find another cheat. Kim will find another narc. Until they change. Got it? What about Landon's reflection? Guys, what about this aren't you getting? I know it's really hard to understand, but you are only in your own reality. Like in the Matrix, where he stops time and it's his reality in the Matrix. Everyone in the Matrix is a reflection of him, of Neo in the Matrix. You understand? Say his name, Neo. Everyone in your reality is a reflection of you. They don't have their own reality in yours. Over in their reality, whatever the fuck they're doing, they've got their own reality. I don't know what they're doing over there. I don't know. I'm not in it. I'm only in mine. And I know this is really hard to get your head around. They can only be as you are because it's only your reality. And you can only be conscious of your own reality. So it doesn't matter what he's doing over in his. You're only in yours. And I know this is like, what? Took me a long time to figure that out. If you want to really test yourself and see that this is true, I would get my thought transmission, go to my link in my bio and click the purple button that says transmit thoughts, and understand there's a little free mini series that goes in your inbox. This is actually a full course, You Manifest Your Fears, but the purple button just gives you a few emails about thought transmission. Even go to my thought transmission YouTube channel. It's called Thought Transmission. I'll put it here on my YouTube, and listen to the telepathic conversations. You'll understand that there's me and the mystery man. I reflect thought out. He reflects it back. I reflect thought out. You can't stop thinking about me. I can't stop thinking about you. I think about you 24/7. I'm always on your mind. I'm obsessed with you, right? I'm showing you in real time in those recordings how it actually works in real life with your person. Even if you're in no contact, even if you're long distance, even if they've blocked you, they are reflecting you. Literally eye-opening. Guys, it literally is so eye-opening when you get this. People overcomplicate this. Best thing you could do is do her free course right now to fully grasp it. Yes. Thank you, darling. Guys, when you see this, that everyone is reflecting you, you can't unsee it. Like once you know this, you know it, and everything makes sense to you. I did an interview in my Subconscious Laws squad recently, and I'll put it here, the link to the squad, which currently has a challenge called the Make Them Contact You Challenge. It's great. It goes all the month of June. If you want to get contact, come and join us. And I did an interview with a girl called Crystal, and Crystal's been in my squad for quite some time, and she's manifested amazing stuff. And one of the things she said was that when you get this, you can't unsee it. Is that what I was talking about? I've lost my train of thought there for a second. I can't remember what I was saying. But the thing is, guys, you want to tell everyone how this works. You want everyone to know, but most people are asleep, so you can't even tell them. You want desperately to tell your friends how this works, but they'll just think you're blaming them. I barely tell people this stuff in my real life. I just let them work it out, unless they ask me. My dad came to me and asked me about something not so long ago, how to do something. The person in my life who I had that argument with comes to me often and asks me. I'm shook because they're two people that I never thought would ever ask me a question about this stuff. I only ever say it when they ask me. But when you get this, you want to tell everyone, but you know they'll be asleep. That's what it means in the Bible about tell the good news, right? When you know this, it's good news. It means that you can change anything. Liz can even change her situation with Landon. They could live happily ever after if she really, really, really changed her subconscious fears, changed her story about him, and changed her horrible story about the men who are going to hurt her, like her dad. I hope she does, for the sake of their kid and for her sake. Are you getting this, guys? Are you getting this? I hope you go and do this course. You really do it with an open mind. You really listen to what I'm saying in the emails. You watch the video and you download the workbook and you do the tasks in this workbook. There's 3 powerful tasks to transform your mind, to make you think of what your subconscious fears are and write them down, to then change them and then to create the new you. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me. Click the link in my bio to get this brand new, specially created for all of you who are lost, mini course on manifesting your fears and how to change it. Go over to my Thought Transmission YouTube channel and my Subconscious Laws YouTube channel. Subconscious Laws is where my teaching videos are. Thought Transmission has the telepathic conversations, subliminals, affirmations to brainwash your mind into thinking the new thoughts to become the new you who doesn't create your fears anymore. Then you can join my squad for the Make Them Contact You challenge and just for support in there. And I go live like this answering your question every Friday. All right, guys, I'll see you soon. Thanks so much for joining me. Make sure you follow me and subscribe. Bye, guys.